Welcome to In the Community with Tiffany Kay.
And we're back with In the Community this week. I'm Tiffany Kay, and I get to talk about saving money with you this morning, which is always great when it comes to higher education, which is why I'm so happy to have Devon, the Senior Communications Associate for the Virginia 529. Devon, how are you this morning?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me here.
Well, thank you so much for being on, especially talking about college and tuition. Those are not fun conversations that many people want to have. It seems like a lot of money out of pocket.
Absolutely. It's something that families understandably find very daunting to think about. How do I balance my current finances, my current situation with the future, especially when the future can be so uncertain?
Yeah, and especially nowadays, with inflation and the economy, it's a scary conversation to have. But that's why I'm so happy to have you on, because for those who don't know, Virginia 529 gives you many resources on how to budget for your tuition for higher education and just ways that you can actually help them to start that. So let's start there. For those who don't know, what is Virginia 529?
So Virginia 529 is Virginia's education savings program, and we help families plan and save for the cost of higher education. And I say that we're Virginia's program, but we're a nationwide program, so we're available to families across the country. But we offer special advantages for families that live in Virginia. We offer Invest 529, which is a flexible, it's affordable, and it's a tax advantage program to help students of any age reach their education goals.
And, it's really important to be able to share this information and to have programs like this, because I know when I was going to college, and I know everybody can admit to that, college prices go higher and you're like, oh my gosh, student loan debt is going to be hanging over my head forever. So having these little things besides scholarships and just learning how to budget is important for a family. Have you seen a lot of families, even more now, has it been rising with increase of worries about how to pay for college?
We have, even throughout the pandemic, we've seen a very steady flow of families. And actually, in past couple of months, we've seen an increase in families who are saying, okay, I see what's going on the news. I hear from my friends who have kids in college. I know that this is going to be something expensive that we're going to have to take down this beast at some point. And we're basically here to let people know that it doesn't have to be this big monster that you're trying to defeat. It can be something that you can save incrementally. You could save in an affordable way that works for your budget, which is what Invest 529 does. There's no contracts. There's no you must do this to achieve this. No, nothing like that. It's about, can I put in $10 a month? Sure. Can I put in $50 or more? Sure. It's really about what works for you. And what I like to tell families is that every dollar that you save is a dollar that you're not going to have to borrow. So any dollar that you put in is a win.
And, I once again wish I had something like this when I was going to college or knew of something like this, because it can also be a scary thing. Sometimes families and kids do not get to go to any sort of education because of the worry of cost. So allowing that freedom of education for those and giving them an affordable way to do it, as you said, $1, it's one less you have to pay back to a debt.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, who doesn't want their child to graduate from college and their money be their own? Nobody wants their child to graduate from college and the minute they turn the tassel, the student loan folks are in their pocket. But one of the things that we find when we're talking to families and when we're talking to our industry peers is that at this point, post high school, there's going to be some sort of education, some sort of degree, some sort of certification that you're going to need post high school to be successful.
Right.
And when I say successful, I don't mean, sitting on piles of gold. I just mean, to thrive.
Exactly.
And the thing about an Invest 529 account is that, we're not saying your child has to go to the most prestigious four-year school. We're saying whatever you need, we're going to be there to help you save for it. When I was talking about our flexibility, you know, every child has a different path ahead of them. And so for some kids, that means I'm going to go into a trade school. For some kids, that means I'm going to pursue an apprenticeship. I'm going to go to a 2-year community college. I'm going to do one of the state's wonderful fast forward programs where I can get my CDL in 60 days. Those are all options that you can save for using an Invest 529 account. So it's not 4 years or nothing.
I like the uniqueness of that too, because a lot of times you hear these programs that can help, and it is 4-year university, but you don't take into account all of the other avenues that these students can go into.
Absolutely. And
Absolutely. I will say, you were just talking about graduations. We know this upcoming weekend and weekends in the future, of course, we're entering into June, are going to be graduation heavy. Parents are thinking about, okay, our child is going on to some sort of avenue of higher education. And why is this the time that families should be looking into opening an account with Virginia 529 or contributing to one?
Well, I will tell you that graduation really brings to the forefront, more than probably any other time of the year for families, that the future is coming. The future is coming at you fast.
Yes.
And so, you know, whether you've got someone who is graduating from kindergarten, they're transitioning from elementary school to middle school, or they're graduating from high school, what we offer is we offer an opportunity for families, friends, loved ones to give the gift of a lifetime. This is the gift that will last forever. This is going to change their lives by helping them save for their education future and ultimately their dreams. And so right now what we're doing, we like to think of May as our month. We like to think of May as 529 Industries Month. And that's because of May 29th, which is 529. And so around the world, around the country, but particularly here in Virginia, what we do is we say, how can we support families? How can we say, hey, let's raise this flag and celebrate the fact that not only are families saving for higher education, but, you know, there's an opportunity for you to start now. And so what we do is we're offering a promotion right now. It's going on right now through the end of this month. And it is our Save 50, Get 50 offer. Oh. If you open a new Invest 529 account and you put $50 in it or more, and you set up a recurring contribution, then we're going to put a bonus $50 in there for you. So we're going to meet you where you are, and you put that money in. We're going to put money in too, and say, you know, we're invested in your child's future as well, and that's through May 31st. So there's still time, but you know, like I was saying about the future coming at you fast, the end of this promotional offer is coming at you fast.
Yeah, we got to keep that in mind, because for those of us who are procrastinators, you want to do it early, not late on this.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I love that.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say, I love that because as you said, it's matching the 50 they put in there. So already that's $100 towards that higher education, which doesn't seem like a lot, but nowadays can go a very far way.
It can. And I mean, you know, there are tax benefits to saving in an Invest 529 account that, you know, compared to other savings options. So there are families who say, yeah, I'm saving for my child's future, and, you know, they're putting it in a traditional bank account. Sure. Yeah. There are folks who are, you know, squirreling it away under their mattress. Sure. But a saving with an Invest 529 account is the only option where your funds, your contributions, what you put in is going to grow tax-free from state and federal taxes. And when you take out that money, when you make a withdrawal for the qualified education expenses, then there's no taxes on that either. So when it's time to pull out, you know, money for your child, and you want to pay for a computer for school, or you want to pay for their textbooks, there's no taxes on that money.
Oh, wow.
And so, so it's, you know, there are tax benefits to saving. There's a tax savings when you withdraw, but also in Virginia, when you're a Virginia resident, there are tax benefits in addition to your funds growing free from state and federal taxes, Virginia residents can deduct contributions to their Invest 529 accounts. So if you've put in up to $4,000, you can claim up to $4,000 per account per year from your Virginia state income taxes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You give me the numbers now, and I'm thinking that's a lot more than you would assume that you could.
Right.
Wow.
And so there are a lot of benefits, like I said, taxes, the flexibility, the affordability that fits in with your budget. You set the pace, you decide how often and how much. And the fact that it can be used for schools across the country, across the world.
It's definitely a program that if you don't know about, you want to know about now. And that's what we're trying to do, is get the word out and tell people that it's okay to ask for help when it comes to asking for money for higher education. Everyone deserves it. Mm-hmm. But being able to afford it, that's the question. And I'm speaking right now with Devon, the Senior Communications Associate with the Virginia 529. Devon, I'm learning so much already. I just have to tell you. Once again, I wish I could go back to college and relearn this. But, we were just talking about graduations. Is this also a gift that family members can give as a graduation gift?
Oh, yeah. So, right now is the time of year where the cards are going to be stacked with cash.
Yes.
Grandma's putting a check in the card. Aunts and uncles are giving you a little something. And one of the things we have found during the holidays and during, the end of the school year / graduation season is that when you ask a parent what they want, they don't want more toys. They don't want more sweaters or more clothing for that a child is going to immediately outgrow.
Right.
What they want, and cash is nice, but cash that is invested in a 529 account is even better because it's growing for you. So, grandma's $25 that she wanted to give you to say, I'm so glad you finished the 8th grade. $25 in an Invest 529 account is way different from $25 in your hand. And we make it very easy for families to help. We make it very easy for families to contribute to an existing account or to open one on someone's behalf or to say, here, you've been talking about opening an account for your child. Here's a start for you.
Oh, wow.
It's very easy.
How can people contribute to this? You were just saying it's really easy. Where should they go to give it as a gift?
Yeah. Well, if you visit our site, Virginia529.com, we have a gifting portal, and we offer 3 easy ways for loved ones to make a contribution to an account. So we offer a digital gift card that you can go right into the portal, and you can, set an amount, and the person is emailed and notified, and it says, Aunt Judy just, sent you a gift card for $50. So you can do it the digital way. People love technology.
Yes.
But we also have physical gift cards available in select CVS locations around the state. And so if you're popping into CVS to get a card for someone anyway, there tend to be end caps where there are gift cards, and you will see an Invest 529 gift card, and you can pick one of those up, stick it right in the card that you're getting for someone. And you've used a physical gift card. Our third option is we've got a custom gift certificate we keep on Virginia529.com, and so some folks prefer to print something out, and hand something that says, "I promise. Here's a gift certificate." And
I didn't forget about you.
Graduation caps on. I didn't forget about you, exactly. And so you can do gift certificate, physical gift card, or you can go online and do it digitally. And I will tell you, we've got a handy-dandy CVS store locator on our website, on Virginia529.com. You can plug in your zip code, and you can see the nearest CVS retail location that has our gift cards in it to you.
Oh, perfect. See, sometimes it's not about getting the money to spend on something frivolous. It's actually about saving money so you have money later on to spend on those frivolous things.
Absolutely.
I just came up with that one, so quote me if you would like. Oh, gosh. I'm speaking with Devon, the Senior Communications Associate with Virginia 529. Now, Devon, we kind of hit on this a little bit earlier, but of course, rising prices are affecting all Americans right now across the country with inflation and the economy. And I know you have many ways for people to save who are nervous. And one of those is the tuition track portfolio. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. So the tuition track portfolio is one of our newest portfolio options for families, and this is an exclusive offer for Virginia residents. And so one of the things that we want to offer through the tuition track portfolio is peace of mind. So, you know, people are thinking about and worrying about that rise in tuition. And here we've got a portfolio option for families that keeps pace with whatever the tuition is in the state. So if you save in the tuition track portfolio, the value of your account, the value of what you have in that portfolio will stay right where the tuition is. If tuition goes up, the value of your portfolio and your account will go up. If it holds the same and the universities and the colleges have a tuition freeze, your funds will hold.
Wow.
And one of the things that what we found, it's great. And one of the things that we have found is that, families want to know that their contributions are protected. There are people that don't have, that are a little risk averse, and they don't have the stomach for, I don't want the rise and fall of the market. I just want to know that my money is safe. I want to know that what I put in is protected. And the tuition track portfolio offers that security. It offers that principal protection. So what you put in will stay there, and as it'll grow and keep up with what's going on with tuition in the state.
See, that's also a very unique situation for Virginia 529, a unique program to have, because that's another thing. You don't think about how tuition can change every year for many universities.
It sure can. It does.
And that's the scary part, is that going into it, you maybe can afford it that first year, but you don't think about the years after that. Right.
And, and one of the great things about the tuition track portfolio, I'll add, is, when we have the tuition track portfolio organized in kind of a unit system. And so for every 100 units that you purchase of the tuition track portfolio, then that gets you an average, that gives you 1 year of average tuition at a school in Virginia.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to give you an example. If you're looking at a school in the Tidewater area, and I don't want to name names because I don't want to show any favoritism.
Of course.
So let's say you're eyeballing a school in the Tidewater area, and you have 100 units that are saved in the tuition track portfolio. That particular school, that costs, let's say it costs $8,000 a year to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's already covered. When you've got when you've got those 100 units, anything that falls underneath a certain threshold is covered. That full year of tuition is covered.
Oh, wow.
It's very nice. And it makes families feel really good. It's very reminiscent of a program that we had in the past called our prepaid 529 program, where people were prepaying their college tuition at a more affordable rate. And so this does that. This allows you to prepay today for tomorrow's tuition at today's rates. So you don't have to worry about, my child won't graduate from high school for another 7 years. What's tuition going to look like? No, you're paying at what tuition is now, and your value will follow whatever the track of tuition goes.
Wow. And you just think about everything that I can cover early on, right? Because it's hard enough to get into. I mean, it's hard enough for anybody to do all the hard work and get into college and then have that devastating moment of, can I even afford it? But to be able to pay ahead, as you were saying, and then go into that first year, as you said, maybe $8,000 is what it is, and it's covered.
Right.
You get to go in
it's
feeling
covered.
really good about yourself. You're so excited that not only did you
Yeah.
make that amazing achievement, you don't have to worry about paying it.
Yeah. Well, and one thing I think that we try to make sure that, we don't give advice to people, but when families ask us, what do I need to be doing now? How do I need to prepare? Obviously saving in an Invest 529 account, choosing the option, and we have more than 20 different options. So, if you're a set it and forget it type of person, I just want to put it in there and know that it's growing. We've got that. I want to have a little bit more active of an eye on what's happening. We have those options as well. But besides the saving, having conversations as a family is really important for your family's financial wellness and for that student's financial wellness, so that they understand what you're working toward and why you're working so hard toward this. I think that we know that this is one of the biggest investments that a family will ever make.
Right.
But also, talking about what can we afford? Talking about what our family's budget looks like and how we want this to work. So, nobody wants to set their child up and say, well, I don't know, you're going to go to, this top elite school because you're going to get the grades, but never have the conversation about how we're going to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
And so having that conversation early, having that conversation and making paying for college and saving for college feel more manageable. Part of that starts with not just the savings, but also having the conversations about what's this going to look like. And one of the things I will tell you about our website, Virginia529.com, we have a lot of resources for families so that you don't feel like you're sitting in a bubble trying to figure this out on your own. We offer calculators. We offer all sorts of selection tools and assistance to help you figure out what works for your family and figure out maybe what will the future look like. I mean, we've got tools that can say, pick a school. This is how much it costs right now. If I save this much, then this is how much I could have when it's time for Bobby to go to school.
Wow.
So you don't have to figure it out on your own. We offer a lot of resources on Virginia529.com. We offer a lot of on-demand videos, but we also have webinar sessions and in-person sessions around the state where families can get their questions answered in real time. And you ask whatever you need to understand what the future holds and what that looks like for your family.
It's kind of a one-stop shop to answer all your questions about entering into college and the financial responsibility with it.
Absolutely.
I love that.
We're here.
I love that. I'm talking with Devon, the Senior Communications Associate of Virginia 529. Now, Devon, you were saying earlier that it doesn't have to be a big contribution to start off an account, right? It can be like simple as $10.
Right. You can open an Invest 529 account with $10, and you can set it up so that, every paycheck you put another $10 in there. Or you can decide, when I get a bonus from a job, I'll put that in there. Or whenever birthday money comes in, I put that in there. There's not a set pace. There's not a set amount that you have to put in there. But what I will say is that when you automate that savings, that does help.
Okay.
That does help your savings grow faster. So when you kind of put it on autopilot, I have a certain amount that comes out of every one of my paychecks for each of my boys. When you set it up like that, so you don't have to think about it, your savings does grow faster. And I can say that I've seen that happen firsthand.
There's so many resources that Virginia 529 has for anyone to be figuring out how they're going to be financially secure when it comes to receiving a higher education, whatever that path may be, which is why I'm really happy we're talking about this. We're towards graduation time, especially for seniors in high school, any tuition. And one more time, I want to go over why is May the best time for someone to actually open an account or add to their Invest 529 account.
So, we've talked about the cost of higher education being on the rise, and we know that there is no time like the present to start saving for your child's future. So we are celebrating this month. We are celebrating graduation season. We are celebrating the springtime, the end of the school year, with our Save 50 get 50 offer. So to qualify for yourself or for a loved one, open a new Invest 529 account between May 31st, establish a recurring contribution in any amount, and contribute $50. And we're going to put a bonus $50 in that new account for you. So we're going to match that $50 with $50 from us.
And once again, that goes a long way. You may be hearing invest $50, but you get the $50 with it on top of it. That's $100 straight to going into tuition.
Yeah. Yeah. 0 to 100.
I love that. I love that. And honestly, it doesn't take a long time to do, right? You just go straight to Virginia529.com.
Yes, it's easy to open an account. It takes less than 15 minutes.
That's amazing. Well, Devon, I have to say thank you and to your company so much for helping children and students and families actually be financially secure for the future with getting higher education and allowing those dreams to come true. Because right now the economy's scary, inflation's scary, but everyone deserves an education, in my opinion.
Well, thank you so much for having me again. I'm just glad to be here and glad to be here to help families.
Yes, and we keep doing the work you're doing. I know you can still be there, but if you are looking for a unique graduation gift for that graduate in your life, remember Virginia529.com also has the gift center. Give a gift card and start allowing them to have success in their financial future. And Devon, thank you so much for being on with me today.
Thank you.
And that'll do it for In the Community this week. If you are a nonprofit and need to bring attention to your cause or organization, please reach out through this station's website, and we will see you next week.